Good evening, football fans. Welcome to the Chesmont Game of the Week presented by the Sunoco Pipeline on ChesmontFootball.com. I am Mikey Dunn, going to be joined momentarily by Carl Rudman. We are live at J. Oscar Dick Stadium at the Westchester Henderson Warriors High School campus. Tonight, it is the Henderson Warriors playing host to the Downingtown West Whippets. We're going to talk about those 3-0 Downingtown West Whippets first. They are 2-0 at home, 1-0 on the road, averaging over 38 points a game, giving up a little over 15 points a game. They are members of the Chesmont National Division, just as the Warriors are. They are coached by Mike Milano. They had a disappointing season last year, going 5-5 and actually missing the playoffs. But that was a team that had 14 sophomores starting. Among them, now a junior quarterback, Will Howard. Multiple Division I offers, including Yale. Coach Milano said if he's not the smartest kid in the school, he is one of them. He's had a lot of success throwing the ball deep, throwing on the run, and running the football. Defensively, they're led by Ryan Wetzel, who led the team in tackles last season. Whippets started off the year with a big Week 1 win over Perkiomen Valley at Perk Valley, 44-33. In that game, Will Howard, 240 yards and a touchdown. Dan Burns had a 42-yard touchdown reception, 248 total yards of offense. Tyreek Lewis added 3 rushing touchdowns. They gave up over 500 yards of offense, though, to Perk Valley. We'll talk a little bit more about Downingtown's other games as we progress during the game. Before we get to the Henderson Warriors preview, we're going to hear from the Sunoco Pipeline.
When we build a pipeline, safety is our top priority. Our highly skilled engineers, environmental scientists, wildlife biologists, and geologists design our pipelines to follow the safest routes with the smallest environmental footprint possible. We use state-of-the-art technology and testing protocols, so we know our pipelines will operate safely for decades. America relies on energy. We get it to you safely. We are Sunoco Pipeline.
We are back at J. Oscar Dick Stadium as the Warriors are set to take on the Whippets. The Henderson Warriors come in at 0-3 following up a 1-9 season last year. The Warriors have scored just over 5 points a game while giving up 34 points a game. Coach Stephen Adams, first-year head coach, former Warrior running back, talked to him before the first game of the season, said this is a team that's trying to find its identity. A lot of guys coming out to play football for the first time, and some of them are seniors. Their quarterback is Pat Essom-Player, who is a sophomore. You saw their first game of the season on the Chesmont Game of the Week on ChesmontFootball.com, a 30-7 loss against Oxford. They actually were only down 8-7 at the half. They forced 2 turnovers. Jay Pierce had a 5-yard touchdown run right after one of those forced fumbles. But we'll be back after the national anthem. Back after that great rendition of the Star Spangled Banner played by the Henderson Warriors marching band. Henderson followed up that Week 1 loss at Oxford with a 48-0 loss at home to Ruston. They gave up 520 yards of offense. They had to punt the ball 9 times themselves and only had 18 yards rushing, just 101 yards of total offense for the game. Last week they had a little bit of an interesting game. They lost 24-9 to Glen Mills. The part of the game was played on Friday night. Then there was a lightning delay. The game wasn't played or resumed until Saturday. They trailed 12-0 when the game was delayed. Then they forced a safety, so they went into the half down 12-2. In that game for the Warriors, senior running back Robert Thomas had 101 yards on 22 carries, so look for him to try and get going again tonight. They had, unfortunately, their quarterback Pat Essenplayer had 3 interceptions. One of them was returned 70 yards for a touchdown, and a low line drive squib kick by the Warriors to start the game. We are underway, and the Whippets with a good return. That is Owen Landis on the return. And the Whippets led by junior quarterback Will Howard. Last week in their big win over in Chamonix, Howard was 17-25 for 250 yards, 180 yards passing in the first half. He threw for 1 touchdown. Tyreek Lewis, their primary back, and Dan Burns, their main receiver, but also look at Howard to run the ball himself a lot as well. And it looks like the Warriors jump early. They're going to blow that play dead. As we believe it's going to be an offsides call. Saw 2 Warriors jump early. So we mentioned the first game for the Warriors. Oh, it's actually a false start, so they were elicited to jump by the offensive line. So West won week 1, 44-33 at Perk Valley. We mentioned their third week win against Neshaminy. Well, week 2, people were worried about their defense after the week 1 win where they gave up 500 yards of offense. Well, in their week 2 win over Central Bucks South, they had a shutout and gave up just 123 yards of offense. Howard in the shotgun, drops back. He's got plenty of time. Throws it to a wide open receiver at the sideline. Looks like he stepped out of bounds. It's actually incomplete, Carl. Again, Carl will be joining us shortly. Unfortunately, having a little bit of technical difficulty, but Carl is here ready to watch another great game on the Chesmont Game of the Week. Plenty of time for Howard. There's no reason that ball should have been incomplete. Even though the ball may have been a little close to the sideline, the receiver has to come down with that inbounds. Howard could have run for the first time if he really needed to. So 2nd and 15 for the Whippets. Another talented receiver for the Whippets is Jackson Lundberg. Had a big game last week. Handoff up the middle. Goes to Owen Landis. Landis is a senior, 5'7", 150 pounds. The Warriors defensively, led by senior defensive back Steven Armstrong, also Jordan Lodato on the defensive line. 3rd and 12 after the 3-yard pickup by Landis. Howard drops back. He's got time again. Floats it up and looks like incidental contact between the receiver and the defensive back. No flag thrown. That ball looked a little overthrown anyway. So a big opening drive stop by the Warriors defense. Despite giving up 34 points a game, they've forced actually a lot of turnovers this year. So they have to be happy with that. And the first-year coach, Stephen Adams, former Warrior player, took over for Coach Steve Mitten. Good snap, good punt. It's going to bounce at about the 29, roll inside the 20, still rolling inside the 10, inside the 5, all the way down to the 1-yard line. What a great punt. The Warriors defense goes and gets a stop for their offense to come out, hoping to get decent field position. Boom, inside the 1. I actually saw the Whippet punter kicking pregame. He was just standing at the 45-yard line, getting it inside the 5 with ease. SWI, your Service Wholesale Incorporated, is your place to go for building materials and products. They supply quality materials for the building, construction, remodeling, and lumber industries. Their motto is service with integrity. Visit them at 4810 Horseshoe Pike in Downingtown or call them at 610-518-5187. That's SWI. Warriors in I formation. Handoff goes to the fullback, lowers his head, gets a couple of tough yards. That was Mason Baldwin. Second and 6. Has some player under center. Oh, the snap was fumbled. A little trouble on the exchange there. It's going to bring up a third down. They had a good gain on first to get away from their own goal line, but trouble on the exchange there. Going to bring up 3rd and 6. No gain on the second down play. Now the Whippets are thinking if they can get a stop, they'll get great field position. As some player calling an audible in the shotgun. Drops back to pass, a lot of pressure, and he is nailed in the end zone. Incomplete pass, taking the hard hit. The hit was made by Sean Pelkisson. So the Warriors are going to have to punt. Their defense got a big opening drive stop, but the ball's going to go right back to the Whippets. And the return man for the Whippets is Dan Burns, and he's standing at the 33-yard line. The punter for the Warriors is standing at the back of the end zone. Burns calls for the fair catch, and that's where the Whippets are going to start with the ball on the Warrior 33-yard line. We'll be back after this word from the James J. Terry Funeral Home.
Since 1997, the James J. Terry Funeral Home has been providing meaningful and personalized funeral and cremation services in Downingtown. We've now expanded into western Chester County and have opened our second location on Lincoln Highway in Coatesville. Let our friendly and professional staff show you the benefits of pre-planning your funeral arrangements. Pre-arranging provides your family with options ahead of time and can ease future financial burden. We'll be glad to assist you in your pre-arrangement process in the Downingtown or Coatesville location. Let the James J. Terry Funeral Home be there for you and your family in your time of need.
Handoff up the middle goes to Tyreek Lewis. Great stop by the Warrior defense, meeting him right at the line of scrimmage. This is a Warrior team, or in their history, they've always been known as a great defensive team. I mean, they've won Chesmont numerous times. And last year, they were a little bit shocked by how the season went. This year, they knew it was going to be a rebuilding year, but they're hoping to get back to being a strong defensive team. Looking strong so far tonight. This time, was it a Warrior offsides, or did the Whippets jump again? The Warriors are pointing towards the Whippets. We see the Whippets moving back. It's going to be another illegal procedure on Downingtown West. Carl, the team that many consider to be the best in the Chesmont National Division, Coatesville, they frequently have problems with penalties. Well, the Whippets tonight, 2 procedural penalties on their first 2 drives. It's going to bring up a second down and 15. Howard drops back. Pass is complete to Jackson Lundberg. And it's going to be enough for a Whippet first down. Lundberg last week had 5 catches for 122 yards. 1st and 10. Hurry up offense for the Whippets. Handoff goes to the up back. It's Owen Landis.
Number 2, Max Hale.
Excuse me, Max Hale.
On the carry. Brought down by number 9, Nick Woodward.
2nd and 9 for the Whippets.
2nd and 9.
Ball on the Warrior 22-yard line. Howard in the shotgun. Man in motion. Howard takes it himself. It looks like an option. as the toss goes to Lewis, and he's going to go in for the score. 22-yard touchdown run, Tyreek Lewis. Did not think he had enough space outside to cut it up the field, but he did. What a great run. Something we know Coatesville is always very talented at doing, Carl, is staying in bounds. But nice job by Tyreek Lewis. Kicking the extra points tonight is actually Dan Burns, as the regular kicker for the Whippets is hurt. The extra point is up, and it is no good. So the Whippets lead 6-0. It's the Chesmont Game of the Week presented by the Sunoco Pipeline on ChesmontFootball.com. And hey, folks, Chesmont Game of the Week on ChesmontFootball.com is produced by 3CTVLive.com. Got a live event going on in Chester County, 3CTV Live. They'll take you there. And you can like 3CTV Live on Facebook, follow 3CTV Live on Instagram, and you can follow us on Twitter at ChesmontFB. So the positive for the Whippets, they get a scoring drive. The negative, the extra point, no good. Get to say it early tonight, got to be sound in the kicking game. So the Warrior offense, as they average just 5.3 points a game, they're going to need to get some more than that tonight, Carl, to be able to get the win. Now they're going to have better field position than they did on their opening drive, unless there's some sort of turnover or a bad penalty. 7:48 to go here in the first quarter. Downingtown West leads the Henderson Warriors by a score of 6-0. Short kick. Again, it's not the normal kicker. The ball gets muffed. The Warriors are going to start with the ball on their own 22-yard line. Jordan Lodato falling on the ball. Sometimes the short kick works just because the upmen are not used to handling the ball, or it just takes a crazy bounce. So again, Tyreek Lewis with a 22-yard touchdown run to give the Whippets the lead. He is a junior running back, one of the many sophomores that played for the Whippets last year. 1st and 10, ball on the 23. Henderson with their second drive of the game. Handoff goes to the outsides. There's several Whippets there. Nowhere to run for the Warriors. Vitucci on the carry. Pickup of nothing, so it's going to be second. Ball still on the 23-yard line. That's some player in the shotgun looking to run. He is taken down by Dylan Moreno. But no loss or gain on the play, so we frequently talk about you want to have positive yard plays, no zero or negative yards plays. So Warrior offense trying to get things going tonight and this season. As the player in the shotgun drops back, pass is incomplete, was intended for a number we don't actually have. Oh, we don't actually have that number on in our program. Well, either way, it was a comeback route that was thrown behind the receiver. He was just, the timing was off between receiver and quarterback. As the player showed some flashes in that game we saw week 1 against Oxford. It's a young QB trying to get some experience. Every play is a learning opportunity. Burns back to return the punt. He's got room. He's inside the 40. He's thrown out of bounds at the 34-yard line. That is where the Whippets will take over their second drive in a row, starting in Warrior territory. 6-0 is your score with 6:14 to go in the first quarter. This is a rivalry that over the years, usually the home team was winning up until I'd say about 2-3 seasons ago. If Henderson was struggling, but they were the home team, they'd get the win. If the Whippets were struggling, they'd get the win. Know each other well, these two teams. Run up the middle is Tyreek Lewis, and he's going to go untouched into the end zone. 34-yard touchdown run. Too easy, Carl. Too easy. The Warrior defense came up strong on the opening drive of the game, but too much Tyreek Lewis on the last two drives for the Whippets. Now, do they go for two to make it 14-0, or do they attempt the extra point again? Burns is looking like he's going to attempt the extra point. Extra point is up, and it is good this time. So the Whippets take the 13-0 lead over the Henderson Warriors with 6:07 to go here in the first quarter. It's the Chesmont Game of the Week on ChesmontFootball.com. And hey, the Chesmont Game of the Week is presented by the Sunoco Pipeline. That's right, the Sunoco Pipeline and Energy Transfer Partnership. Carl just pointing out to me, that was a 1-second drive for the Warriors. A little bit more than that. It was one play, but it was probably, about 6-7 seconds came off the clock. Very talented runner, a lot of speed. Something that I feel like the Whippets were maybe missing a little bit the last two seasons. They had some talented players, but a lot more team speed on the team this year. So the Warriors need to get something going offensively because they're seeing the Whippets have the big playmaking ability. High kick. Surprised the fair catch wasn't called for, and the return man gets hit hard. They throw the flag. I don't know if they're calling it a defensive player, but he didn't call for the fair catch, which was surprising. You have to be able to make the hit. The only thing I can think is, did one of the tacklers lead their feet and they caught it maybe a targeting penalty of some sort? We have to see the flag. As we're awaiting the call, it's definitely going to be against the Whippets. And they're looking like they're coming over to talk to Coach Adams. The penalty is against the Whippets. Not actually familiar with what that signal was. Carl, I got a rule book that has some hand signals I can bust out. Either way, it's going to give the Warriors the best field position they've had all night. First and 10 for Henderson. Looking to get the scoring going. Was a 15-yard penalty against the Whippets. Man in motion flag on the play. Looks like it's going to go against Henderson. And it is going to be a legal procedure against Henderson. We've seen the Whippets get called for that twice. Carl, I'm looking at the rule book. There's actually a section on referee hand signals. Now, it does not have all of the hand signals, and I am not seeing that signal in here, so it's probably a lesser-known call. Either way, it gave the Warriors 15 yards in their favor. They backed themselves up 5 yards. As the player rolls out, pass is complete to Jaquil Boggs-Rose. Much better than his final throw of the last drive. Going to bring up a second down and 5 for the Warriors. Pickup of 10. And nowhere to run there for Jaquil Boggs-Rose. 13-0 Downingtown West with the lead. They've scored the last 2 offensive plays, both touchdown runs by Tyreek Lewis. He's making an early case to be the player of the game. Third and 10 for the Warriors. Ball on their 37. As the player drops back. Pass is complete on the far side of the field. But it's a route that was run short of the first down mark. You got to do one of two things. You got to hope that your playmaker can get the ball and get past the first down marker, or you got to run a route past the sticks to get that first down. The Warriors were unsuccessful in trying to have their man get past the first down mark, so they're going to have to punt. It's a 4th down for the Warriors. Punt was almost blocked. It's going to bounce, though, inside the 20. Got to go out of bounds. Actually, right at the 20-yard line. That's where the Whippets are going to take over, looking to add to their lead. Registration is now open for the Coatesville Fall Basketball League at United Sports. The league is a developmental youth basketball league with weekly practices and games with certified officials. The league has 4 divisions, ages 6 to 7, 8 to 10, 11 to 13, and 14 to 16. Your child will learn from experienced coaches and have a chance to earn Player of the Week honors and make the playoffs and All-Star game. Get on the action at 1426 Marshallton Thorndale Road in Downingtown. To register, go to unitedsports.net/leagues/basketball/CV. Registration ends Saturday, September 15th. Little shovel pass up the middle. And that's going to be a big gain for the Whippets, as that's Dan Burns going up the sideline. 2 men to beat. He cuts back, and he's going to go for the score. 80-yard touchdown reception off of a 2-yard pass, a little shovel pass. And 3 plays in a row for the Whippets where they have scored. Carl, they used to call that play when I was playing with my friends in elementary school the Mikey Special, because I did not have the best hands, so they had to throw little short passes to me. What a great job by Dan Burns taking that ball and just making a couple men miss, also showing great speed. Now Burns, tired from that run, has to attempt the extra point. The kick is up, and it is good. The Whippets take the 20-0 lead over the Warriors. Carl, you can tell this is just a different offense for the Whippets this year. 14 seconds on that drive. The previous drive was 7 seconds. So in just 21 seconds, the Whippets add 14 points to their lead. Now, unfortunately, if you are a Warrior fan, this is probably not going to be the first that it already happened against Ruston, but this might happen a couple more times this year. But right now, it's about building the program, getting guys experience, learning, hey, maybe you should take this angle to make a tackle. You got to watch out for the little short pass. Also, just to build toughness in his guys. Hey, can you keep fighting when you're trailing. It's 20-0 with 3:46 to go in the first quarter. Can you put some points up on the board yourselves? It's the Whippet special teams unit comes out on the field. And it's a Whippet team, we said in the pregame, 14 sophomores started last year. Well, that got them the experience that a lot of players don't get until maybe they're a junior, or some of them playing it in their senior year. So they saw a lot of things last year, got experience. They also just have a lot of talent. Longer kick this time for the Whippets. Ball's going to bounce down to the 7. That's where Nick Vitucci gets the ball, takes it back to the 24-yard line. Can the Warrior offense get it going on this drive? They need to as they trail 20-0. And Dan Burns, we talk about Ironman football where you have a guy playing offense and defense. He is the kicker. Sometimes you see the quarterback as the punter. Usually you don't see a receiver as a place kicker. First and 10, ball on the 24. Edson player hands it off to Vitucci. Gain of 1. So 2nd and 9 as the Warrior offense looking to get things going. Hand off to Vitucci as he is hit for a loss in the backfield. Multiple Whippets there, including Max Hale. Third and 11, ball on the Warrior 23. Essen player just 5'7". So we said he's shown some flashes this year. Getting experience for the upcoming seasons he has. Pass is complete, and that is going to be a Warrior first down. Good throw, good catch. Unfortunately, that is to the player whose number we do not have on our roster. Carl's trying to get that figured out for us. First and 10, ball on the 36. As that is going to be a timeout. And looks like number 20 is Brendan Boyko. Carl, you know me, I'm a special teams nerd. I kind of love having a wide receiver being the kicker, and he's actually been a pretty strong kicker. And Carl, now that we know who number 20 is, I think we're going to be saying his name a lot because he's got pretty solid hands. Don't really remember saying his name too much in the opening game of the season. And for those of you wondering, I'm not just talking to myself. Carl is here. We're working on getting his microphone fixed, so he will be joining us hopefully in the near future, but he's watching this game as we hope you are on ChesmontFootball.com. And if you've missed any games, they are all archived on ChesmontFootball.com. As the player rolls out, nobody's open. He finally throws it out of bounds. Carl, great coverage by the Whippet defense. The offensive line for the Warriors gave Essen player plenty of time, but nobody was open. There's a nice crowd tonight, Carl, for the for the Warriors and for the Whippets. Nice to see the Warrior faithful still showing up for their team that is struggling, but it's a proud fan base. At high school games, the visitors are very full. A lot of fans over there for the Whippets tonight. And not a very far drive from Downingtown, but we've seen games between teams in the same town basically not have a big crowd. Third and 8 for the Warriors. Some player in the shotgun. Drops back the pass. Pass is complete to Jaquil Boggs-Rose. There is a flag. Looks like after the play concluded. Will that be enough for a first down? Or is it a sideline warning? No, it is a personal foul against Henderson. I actually heard some of the Henderson fans chanting, "You can't do that," and then they realized it was on them. No, I think I heard some of the Downingtown fans doing that chant. Going to try and get you some of the other Chesmont scores coming up here at the end of the first quarter. 3rd and 19 now for the Warriors. This is not an offense built for big plays. Handoff goes up the middle to Vitucci. No room to run. So the Warriors are going to have to punt. And Carl, I think we got you.
Think so?
Hey, I hear you, Carl. I hope our fans hear you as well. Well, Carl, it's been all Whippets so far tonight. Tyreek Lewis had 2 big plays, and Dan Burns said, "Hey, I want my turn."
Yeah, I think what most impressed me, Mike, about those two players is their speed. Once they get out in the open field, they couldn't be caught.
Surprised a fair catch was not called for there. As on the return was Jackson Lundberg. Maybe Burns was still a little tired from his big touchdown reception. Carl, what have your thoughts been of this Whippet offense so far tonight?
Pretty impressive. Big playability on by the 2 lead backs, Burns and Lewis. They just have tremendous speed, and I don't think Henderson has anybody to keep up with those 2 guys, Mikey.
1st and 10, ball on the Whippet 39. They look to add to their lead. Howard drops back, floats it up there for Burns. Pass is complete inside the 25, and Carl, that ball was almost a little bit
underthrown.
Yeah, underthrown, but Burns was so far back behind the defense that he was able to just wait for the ball, and he's got very solid hands. And Carl, next week you're going to get to see a great matchup as the Downingtown Whippets go to Great Valley, as the Chesmont game of the week next week is going to be on a Saturday. You'll be doing that game with Pete Foster, as I will be attending the wedding of former ChesmontFootball.com crew member Vince Anthony. Toss play goes to Tyreek Lewis. Lowers his head, getting an extra yard. Solid gain by Lewis. Carl, I love the backs that have speed but also just show toughness.
Yeah, and this guy seems to, he scored a lot of touchdowns this year already, Mikey, and he's picked up 2 more tonight. They really have a very well-balanced attack. But basically, well, Lundberg also, so they have 3 guys that are really doing most of the offensive work, and as Will Howard orchestrates this offense.
Lewis takes it to the outside. He gets tripped up. Nice job. That's a touchdown saving tackle. It's going to be a Whippet first down, but that's going to do it here for the first quarter. We're live at J. Oscar Dick Stadium at the campus of Westchester Henderson as the Downingtown West Whippets lead the Henderson Warriors by a score of 20-0. We'll be back after this word from the Sunoco Pipeline.
Would you rather have this, or this? Underground pipelines safely moving America's energy. We are Sunoco Pipeline.
And we are back here, Carl, as the Downingtown West Whippets lead the Henderson Warriors 20-0. It's the Chesmont Game of the Week on ChesmontFootball.com. The Chesmont Game of the Week is produced by 3CTVLive.com. Got an event going on in Chester County. 3CTV Live will take you there. And you can follow 3CTV Live on Instagram, like 3CTV Live on Facebook, or follow us on Twitter at ChesmontFB. Carl, we haven't actually had to see Howard do too much, but he's had some solid throws. He had that one that I don't know if I would blame the receiver for stepping out of bounds or if Howard put it a little too far to the outside, but Howard really has not had to put up too crazy numbers this year, but I feel like if he needs to, he will. We'll hear your thoughts on Howard after this play as the Whippets have a first and goal. It's a little bit of misdirection there on the handoff. Carry goes to Burns, but he looks like he actually maybe lost a yard there.
Yeah, it was a good tackle there by number 71, Mikey. That would be Stephen Amplo. So it's going to be 2nd and 10. I guess he had no gain on that play. That's one of the few plays, Mikey, where we had no gain.
Aside from that opening drive.
Right.
Shotgun formation. Landis is in the backfield with Howard. Howard drops back. He's got his man in the back of the end zone. There he goes again. Dan Burns. 10-yard touchdown reception, adding to the Whippet lead.
Yeah, wide open, Mikey. He had like 3 guys wide open on that play, Mikey, and then he decided to go with Burns, who was wide open in the end zone. You also had Lundberg out there too, so he's finding a lot of wide open receivers, Mikey.
Will Burns be true on his kick? No, a little bit of trouble on the snap. That ball is thrown up and it is incomplete. So the Whippets lead 26-0. Nice job there by the Warriors getting the stop on the conversion. We'll be back after this word from Chester County Transmissions.
Hi, this is Andy at Chester County Transmissions. We're a full-service automotive shop here in Coatesville, Pennsylvania that also specializes in transmission and driveline repair. Just so you know, for all your automotive needs, we're here to take care of you. State inspections, whatever you need. Our number here is 610-384-2879.
Good morning, Chester County Transmissions. Rich speaking. How can I help you?
Please stop in, give us a call. God bless.
We are back here at Henderson High School as the Warriors trail the Whippets by a score of 26-0. Some other scores for you. Ruston leads Kennett 14-0. Unionville leads Great Valley by a score of 10-0. That's a game that the Unionville Indians really need. It's Sun Valley tied with, in their matchup, I believe, with Westchester East, I think, Carl. Coatesville taking on Bishop Shanahan tonight. A lot of great matchups in Chesmont. Bertucci on the return for the Warriors. I feel like I've been saying his name forever, Carl. Every time we come here, we say his name. Trying to get a couple more scores for you here. And actually, Carl, the Sun Valley Westchester East game is actually the NBC 10 game of the week. That is 7-7. Sun Valley made the playoffs last year. Westchester East struggled for a couple seasons. They've been one of the surprises of Chesmont. 1st and 10, ball on the 25. And we'll update you on some more scores as we progress through the night. Handoff to Vitucci. He is hit hard in the backfield by Max Hale. Carl, I really like Hale.
Good football player. The Henderson is not getting a much push on the offensive line. And they have really small backs, Mikey, so they really do need a little seam to get through. And they haven't had much success at all running the football.
Carl, I don't know if Robert Thomas is hurt, but we've yet to say his name tonight for the Warriors. 2nd and 12, ball on Henderson's 23-yard line. Pass is complete. I believe that's to Jordan Lodato.
Jordan Lodato, hard to bring down, Mikey. Actually, a pretty good play. They look a little bit better throwing the ball than running it, Mikey. But you have to run the ball to pass it. But they've had a little bit of success throwing the football.
Yeah, their best drive had a nice first down pass play, or play converting for a first down. 3rd and 8, ball on the 27, pick up a 4 by Lodato. That's some player on the shotgun. And that pass is incomplete. It was intended for Connor Campbell, as there was a defender right there.
Yeah, it was broken up by Terrence Gaynor. A very nice play there, Mikey, as it was a good pass, but Terrence broke it up.
I mean, you can see that with some seasoning. I think Aston Player can be a nice quarterback. Again, the height might restrict him a little bit, but he's got a solid arm.
Yeah, he does. That's one thing we've seen tonight is we've seen some really good passes by him.
As there is a flag on the play. Actually have some, after we get the penalty call, have some quotes about Aston Player from, it's an illegal substitution against the Whippets. After the loss to Glenn Mills, where it was Aston Player with 3 interceptions, Nick Vitucci told Aston Player that he is a great kid, a resilient kid. He told him that he just needed to keep his head up. It was Coach Adams that said he is a great kid, he's very resilient, and that's why he is where he is. There's been one game yet where he put his head down. Very weak punt there, Carl. Wind did kick up a little bit, but it did take a nice bounce for the Warriors.
That was actually a great play, Mikey, by Brendan Boyko. First of all, the snap was way over his head. Somehow he one-handedly, with his right hand, grabbed the ball and somehow was able to kick it. And it wasn't much of a kick, but it took a good Henderson bounce. So, I mean, it could have been a total disaster. Instead, it's at least at the 45-yard line.
Can the Warrior defense do what they did on the opening drive of the game, which was stop the Whippets? I think the Whippets were a little surprised with the way Henderson came out. Can they come up with a big play? It looks like somebody jumped early, and the flag is thrown. Now, there's been a couple times we thought it was an offsides, but somebody from the offense moved. We have to wait for the signal here. I saw a Warrior jump, but was he drawn offsides?
Yeah, well, I'll wait and see, because there's all the referees are talking about it. And it is against the defense, Mikey.
A lot of pre-snap penalties in this game. I believe it's 2 on the Whippets, 2 on the Warriors now.
And Henderson doesn't want to give Downingtown any extra benefits here. They can do it on their own.
This is a Warrior team that has forced a lot of turnovers. Can they get one on this drive? Howard with the screen pass to Lewis, and now he's got room to run. He cuts it back. And Carl, is he going to go? He is! What an effort by Tyreek Lewis. 40-yard touchdown reception. Great job by Howard avoiding the pressure, and Lewis just showing that great escapability to add to the Whippet lead.
what a great screen pass there, Mikey. They let Henderson in. It looked like Henderson was probably going to get a sack, but it was all in naught because they had Lewis out on the wing, and he is almost impossible to stop out there. Very impressed by this Tariq Lewis, Mikey. First time I've got a chance to see him this year.
Extra point is up, and it is good. Downingtown West leads 33-0 with a little over 9 minutes to go here in the second quarter. As the clock is still running, Carl, that clock should have been stopped unless they didn't run it when they were supposed to. Now the clock has been stopped. Carl, this is definitely a different Downingtown team than we've seen the last 2 years.
Yes, Mikey, and now we're going to get excited about seeing them in against Great Valley next week, and then on October 5th against Coatesville.
That's going to be a fun game. The great athletes of the Red Raiders going up against a Downingtown West team that is just reinvigorating the community.
And mistakes and turnovers and things like that are going to be a big difference. And you remember the game last year, Mikey, with Downingtown West and Coatesville. What a game that was. Coatesville pulled it out at the very last
that was
minute.
Downingtown East.
Oh, that was East, okay.
Yes,
that's right, because Weston was only 5-5 last year.
Yes, now the Battle of the Brandywine this year is going to be impressive as the Downingtown East Cougars are undefeated. And they were expected to be a little bit down this season. Oh, that ball takes a good Whippet bounce. As it's Vitucci on the return, trying to get every extra yard he can after I don't think they were expecting it to bounce the way it did. Yeah, Carl, coming into the season, the Whippets, people thought were going to be better because of Howard. They thought that the Cougars would be down a little bit, would still be strong because under Coach Matta, they've always been a great program. And Coatesville was considered the class of the division. But there's 3 teams that can realistically win the division. But also, the way Westchester East is playing this year, you don't know about them.
Yeah, exactly. And just the fact that Tyreek and Will Howard and are going to be back next year is going to be a benefit for Downingtown.
Right, Burns is a senior.
They will lose Burns.
Shotgun formation. As the player takes it himself, he's got room to run. A lot of room. He's past the 30. He goes out of bounds just short of the 40-yard line. And you can see the Warrior players getting fired up on the sideline. Carl, they're down by 33, but they know that Essen Player is the future of this team.
Yeah, it was a great fake by Essen Player and used his speed for their biggest gain of the night, 26 yards, Mikey, and a first down.
Yeah, he had
Actually make that 28 yards, Mikey.
A lot of room to run. 1st and 10, ball on the 42. Can this translate to Warrior points? Vitucci with the run. He is going to be stopped after a short gain. That was Ryan Wetzel on the tackle. Carl, first time we've said his name since the opener. He led the team in tackles last season.
Sometimes when you make a big play, your team just gets a little more confidence, Mikey, and that could help them. Let's see if they can make a play.
2nd and 9 for the Warriors. Another pre-snap penalty, Carl.
They really hurt you, Mikey.
I do believe it's going to be against the Warriors. Although Essen Player is pointing, no, it's offsides. I thought I saw a couple Warrior players moving back like they thought it was on them. But then Essen Player walked up, heard the officials talking. So the Whippet defense giving aid to the Warriors.
It sets them up in a short yardage 2nd and 4, Mikey. See if they can get into Downingtown territory. It'd be their first time tonight.
But no room to run. Great job by the Whippet defense swarming to the ball carrier. Because that's Vitucci.
Vitucci's had a rough night, Mikey. It's nowhere to run up the middle as their defensive line is just overpowering Henderson's offensive line.
It's actually a loss on that play. Going to bring up a 3rd and 6. As the player drops back. He's taking it himself. No room to run as there was 2 Whippets right where he was trying to go. And on the tackle was Max Hale. There's another Whippet. Couldn't quite make out the number.
I guess with the score being the way it is, they might as well go for it here. What do you think?
I think they're actually going to punt just because they're still on their side of the field. I think they're just trying to play this as though maybe it is a tighter game. That is what they're going to do.
Yeah.
Now, Carl, the last punt, they had an issue in the snap. I was watching before the game, just the long snapper punter exchange, and there was a lot of low snaps. That one perfect.
Not a good kick there by
That kick
Brendan.
was shanked. Had the better kick when he had the poorer snap. So the Whippets are going to take over as the ref is still moving up. And he's finally stopping at the 41-yard line. That's where Downingtown West will take over. They lead 33-0. Last year, the Whippets got the win over Henderson 40-14. Well, Carl, we've said it. Essa player has shown some flashes this season. Hit a really solid run, but then the drive stalled.
Yeah, unfortunately, he looks like their best player, but he doesn't have a lot of playmakers or the offensive line to, help him out. Another flag, Mikey. A lot of pre-snap penalties tonight as it continues.
You usually expect to see that in the first game of the season, not the fourth. And it is an offsides against the Warriors.
Most of the penalties tonight are offsides on the defense, not the legal procedure.
I want to say we had 2 illegal procedures and 3 offsides, maybe?
Maybe 4 offsides, yeah.
I mean, it shows that the defense is aggressive, but you don't want to be too aggressive. Going to be 1st down and 5. Pass is complete. Going to be a big gain for the Whippets. As Owen Landis. Very impressed, even though he hasn't had to do a ton tonight. Will Howard just stands back there with so much poise. Now his offensive line is giving a lot of time, but he just looks like a quarterback, Carl. 6'4", 205 pounds.
He does it. They're making it a little easy for him as his receivers are just wide open, Mikey.
But this season, I mean, he's not had to do a ton, but he's done a great job. Another pass completion for another first down.
Again, Owen Landis, Mikey, again wide open.
Carl, this season you have Howard with 240 yards and a touchdown in the opening game. Second game, only 145 yards, but 3 touchdowns, and that was only on 10 completions. And then 17 of 25 last week for 250 yards. Another completion. Nice cutback move, and that's going to be another touchdown for Dan Burns. Just great job with the yards after the catch, Carl. This is a Whippet team that is going to make some noise in District 1 this year.
They are, Mikey. It's going to be fun to watch against better teams and see how they can stop them. Obviously, Henderson, I don't believe, is equipped to stop them.
Carl, how long was that reception? Was
that was 11 yards.
What? The entirety of the reception, not the original
The
pass.
entirety was 59 yards.
Thank you.
Yes.
That extra point is up, and it is good. Downingtown West leads 40-0 over the Henderson Warriors. Carl, unless something surprising happens in the second half, I do believe Coach Adams is going to have to wait another week to get his first win, but I loved what I saw in their last drive. They get a big play. Everyone on the sidelines getting loud, making some noise. They're trying to develop a new atmosphere, a new culture at this school with this program. Sure, they're frustrated the way things are going so far this season and tonight, but they're showing they still got some fight.
Yeah, it starts with the leadership, Mikey, of the players. Out.
As Downingtown West is set to kick it off. As we have somebody other than Vitucci on the return. And there goes that man again, number 20, Carl.
And Boyko. He seems to be their all-purpose guy like Landis, but obviously doesn't have the speed of a Burns.
40-0 is your score, Carl. We talking pregame. We thought this was going to be all Whippets tonight, but we wanted to see what the Warriors could do because there's a lot of players just trying to gain experience. Will they be able to get a touchdown tonight? They've had a couple nice plays. That is a great completion
There you go.
to Jaquil Boggs Rose. Good route. That's some players showing he's got a strong arm.
First time tonight, Mikey, that they showed a wide receiver who was open, and Essen player hit him right on the money for a big gain.
First and 10, ball on the 49.
Seems to be a stoppage as the referees are talking here, Mikey.
And in that penalty against the Warriors, Carl, in that Westchester East Sun Valley game, there was 3 interceptions in the first quarter.
Wow. Well, nothing going right for Henderson tonight as this is all coming back, Mikey.
And Carl, nothing going right for Shanahan tonight as they trail Coatesville 35-0. Dymere Miller getting their most recent touchdown. And a nice touchdown in the game we had last week where the Red Raiders defeated the Cumberland Valley Eagles.
It's the only difference between, let's say, Coatesville and the Downingtown West is Coatesville has even more players, big playmakers, than even West has.
But the Whippets definitely have more than they have in years past. Usually you'll see a high school, sometimes you'll see a high school that has just one great player, and if you stop him, you're good. But the Whippets, we've seen Burns, Lewis, Lundberg, but as you said, Coatesville, several playmakers. That's a false start by the Warriors. Moving early was number 77. And he knew it. He stood up and just kind of started shaking his head. Carl, I love my special teams. In the Unionville game against Great Valley, Great Valley pulled off a fake punt to get a first down. Westchester East up 14-7 over Sun Valley. There's a run by Vitucci.
Best run of the night by Vitucci, Mikey. He's got like 6 yards.
That touchdown that gave the Vikings the lead was Chickanowski, a 22-yard reception.
East having a real good season.
Ruston leads their matchup 21-0. That's some players trying to find some room to run, but too many Whippets in the backfield.
That was number 22, Sean Peckelson, that made that tackle on SM player. It's going to make it difficult 3rd and 15, Mikey. Still plenty of time left in the second quarter for Downingtown West to get the ball back and score again.
Yeah, we see the Warriors get a nice play, but then that's followed up by a play or two of losing some yardage. That's some player taking it to the outside, almost back to the original line of scrimmage. So the Whippets will get the ball back again. Carl, you have to think in the second half when the mercy rule in effect, we probably will see some of the backups for the Whippets.
Yeah, be a good opportunity for Mike to get his younger guys in and get some playing time, Mikey. as there's not much to show here for them to continue.
Better punt there that time, but the Whippets are still going to take over. Excuse me, in Warrior territory as that ball was down at the 49. Carl, I think part of the reason why Coatesville has had so much success with having so many playmakers is they had so many blowout wins that they were able to get a lot of guys experience. So that way when it was their time to step up, when they were a junior or senior after players graduated, they already had the playing time. Well, last year, Downingtown West started 14 sophomores. So a lot of guys got experience a year earlier than they normally would have. They're firing on all cylinders tonight. Looks like another offsides, Carl.
Yeah, that definitely was an offsides.
And I wonder if you're going to see the Whippets maybe trying to do some different plays to work on things for upcoming weeks. You saw them in the I formation there, not something you've seen very much tonight. And it is offsides. Do they try and run some plays they might have to play against the Coatesville? Or put some things on film to make them think, or just work on some things? You can do something in practice, but it's not the same as going up against another opponent. I formation, Lewis with the carry. Spins out of a tackle. He's going to be taken down at the 41-yard line. Pickup of, they've moved it back a little bit, about 8 on the play, Carl.
Yeah, actually, them running the football now is actually.
Oh, sorry, I misspoke, Carl, because there was the penalty. So it was not a
5-yard penalty,
yes,
right?
Sorry about that.
So it's only 2nd and 2.
Looking at the original line of scrimmage marker.
Right, it's at the 49.
Lewis with the carry.
Nice tackle.
Very nice tackle from behind. That was Lodato. Lodato's a younger player, Carl, just a sophomore. He's one of the players they're going to be looking for going forward in the upcoming years with SM player on the offense.
He's got some good size, Mikey, good athletic ability, and they're the type of players they need.
Hey, he also follows Chesmont Football on Twitter. Again, you can follow us on Twitter at ChesmontFB. Howard saw something he didn't like, called a timeout. Either that or I do believe the play clock was getting fairly low there, Carl. As the first timeout of the first half for the Whippets. Carl, the Chesmont Game of the Week is presented by the Sunoco Pipeline. That's right, the Sunoco Pipeline and Energy Transfer Partnership. We want to thank all of our sponsors tonight, the Sunoco Pipeline, SWI, the James J. Terry Funeral Home, the Coatesville Fall Basketball League of the United Sports, and Chester County Transmission. And again, hey, if you want to advertise at the Chesmont Game of the Week, give us a call at 610-269-5000. Coming up next week, it's a Saturday game. Downingtown West travels to Great Valley. That game will be broadcast by Carl Rubin and Pete Foster. Our drops back to a wide open receiver. Carl, it's Burns again. 41-yard touchdown reception. It's as though they forgot he was there. I do believe that's going to do it for the starters for the Whippets now, Carl.
I would think so. That was just way too easy, Mikey.
As now he's attempting the extra point. Extra point is up, and it is good. 47-0. The Whippets lead the Warriors here at J. Oxford Dick Stadium. Carl, I don't know how you leave one of the two best players on the field wide open. Sorry, one of the 3 best if you count
Well,
Howard.
I mean, at least let somebody else catch the ball. I mean, double cover, you got to double cover him. I mean, to be wide open like that, I just don't get it. I don't even know if it's miscommunication or it's just lack of ability. But Henderson has a long road to climb here against the better teams of the Chesmont League.
Well, as we said, a lot of guys playing for the first time. They're learning. You can see some talent, some flashes. And the goal is get the school interested in the program again, get more people to come out. I mean, it's not very often you see a lot of first-year players that are seniors. It's just not something that happens. Spinning out of the tackle, still going on the return. Boyko.
Brendan's obviously very strong legs. I don't think he has a lot of speed, but he certainly has a lot of athletic ability and strength.
Westchester East leads 21-14 at the half in their matchup against Sun Valley. Coatesville leads 42-0 against Shanahan. They got their 700th win last week. Ladata with the reception. He's still fighting. He's got a first down, lowers his head, gets an extra couple yards. Very nice run after the catch. And Carl, we said it before. I love what I'm seeing from the Warriors. You see players on the sideline applauding the great play made by their teammate.
Yeah, there's some good coaching going on there, Mikey, and good leadership there. I like to see that because, you don't want to see them with their heads down. So you want to applaud every positive play. And that was just a terrific athletic play by Ladata.
And it's not a coach turning around to tell players to do it. They're doing it by themselves. It's a different culture this year. The results may look the same as last year. Carl, as you said, Vitucci just having a tough time tonight, but he's still out there fighting. He might only be getting a yard at a clip, but
he's a small guy, Mike. He needs a little bit of space, and he hasn't been able to get it. But he's certainly running very hard.
Yeah, you see some games where a team gets down and the players are just not blocking as hard, not running as hard. They make a big play. Who cares? The Warrior players still fighting. Their crowd, nobody's leaving early. As the player drops back, that ball is overthrown and it's intercepted by Jackson Lundberg. Spins out of a couple of tackles. Carl, that ball should not have been thrown, and unfortunately that's the way it's been going for Henderson so far tonight. They get a nice play.
Yeah.
Then they get a penalty, or they lose a couple yards there. They turn it over. That ball should not have been thrown. The receiver was covered. He put too much on it. Minute 21 to go here in the first half.
I think they are going to come with some of their second teamers here, Mikey.
No, actually, Carl, they do have Howard, and I saw Lewis out there.
Well, I did see Lewis, but I didn't see Howard, but he came on. I'm not too sure.
Maybe just to finish off the half?
Maybe, but, I would just run the football out here and stop this game is over.
And looks like a equipment issue. It is. It is an official's timeout. Number 31, Terrence Gaynor for the Whippets. Looks like he was having an issue with his chin strap.
Okay.
.121 to go. 1st and 10 for the Whippets. Ball on their 36-yard line. Carl, another offsides. Number 23 jumped early. One of his fellow Warriors came up showing blitz, and that got him to move early.
They're trying to get some kind of rush and trying to cheat on the pass rush, but they're not coming close to guessing the snap count, Mikey.
It's not even an issue of a strong, hard cadence. It's just trying to guess or trying to get a Whippet player to jump.
They're going to run the football here, Mikey.
1st and 5, ball on the 41. And that's
Terrence Gaynor, Mikey.
Gaynor picking up, call it 1.
I mean, they could score here if they want, Mikey, but there's no reason to. Should just run the football here and run out the clock and get the halftime.
Yeah, we will be in the mercy rule for the second half when it's a 35-point lead. In the second half, the clock will just keep running. Letting the play clock run down, 4 seconds left on the clock, 3 seconds. And they actually call a timeout. Surprised with that. I don't know if maybe they were just trying to do something, or maybe they were just running the clock down to take as much time off the clock as they could to get a little closer to halftime. They run this play here, and it's not a 2-second play.
Noticing too, Mikey, the coach just shook everybody's hand on the defense. Stay encouraging. They're trying to make sure they don't stay down. Stay positive.
And Coach Adams was a running back for the Warriors when they were having success in the Chesmont. Went on to Bloomsburg to play running back there. So he knows what this program once was. And one of the coaches for Downingtown West, actually, Coach Mike Hancock, one of the coordinators, his dad was at Henderson a long time, involved with the Warriors program. Man in motion. It is a handoff to Gaynor. And he is going to be finally stopped as 5 Warriors fall on top of him. But nice job by Gaynor just keeping his legs going. And do believe that is going to be the last play of the first half because we are at 20 seconds. And they've just now spotted the ball. And the Whippets are walking off the field. And they are walking off with a 47-point halftime lead. Carl, it was the Tyreek Lewis and Dan Burns show. Lewis got the first 2 scores, and Burns said, hey, I want to turn.
Yeah, Burns scored 4 touchdowns, and Lewis had 3, Mikey.
What a half for those 2 Whippets and for all of Downingtown West. But, hey, we talked about the Warrior players showing support to their fellow teammates. Nice job by the Warriors fans as their players walk off the field, giving them a nice round of applause. The student section is still full for the Warriors. It's a nice job by the fans, Carl.
Absolutely. Good support for both teams. Is you don't kick a dog when it's down. This Henderson team's trying to rebuild, coming up against an opponent that they're overmatched with. But there's effort there, and they're trying, and that's all you can ask for a young team.
And, Carl, we will be back with second half action after a word from some of our sponsors. Stay tuned.
When we build a pipeline, safety is our top priority. Our highly skilled engineers, environmental scientists, wildlife biologists, and geologists design our pipelines to follow the safest routes with the smallest environmental footprint possible. We use state-of-the-art technology and testing protocols, so we know our pipelines will operate safely for decades. America relies on energy. We get it to you safely. We are Sunoco Pipeline.
Since 1997, the James J. Terry Funeral Home has been providing meaningful and personalized funeral and cremation services in Downingtown. We've now expanded into western Chester County and have opened our second location on Lincoln Highway in Coatesville. Let our friendly and professional staff show you the benefits of pre-planning your funeral arrangements. Pre-arranging provides your family with options ahead of time and can ease future financial burden. We'll be glad to assist you in your pre-arrangement process in the Downingtown or Coatesville location. Let the James J. Terry Funeral Home be there for you and your family in your time of need.
Hi, this is Andy at Chester County Transmissions. We're a full-service automotive shop here in Coatesville, Pennsylvania that also specializes in transmission and driveline repair. Just so you know, for all your automotive needs, we're here to take care of you. State inspections, whatever you need. Our number here is 610-384-2879.
Good morning, Chester County Transmissions. Rich speaking. How can I help you?
Please stop in, give us a call. God bless.
Take it now.
We are back live at J. Oscar Dick Stadium for the Chesmont Game of the Week on ChesmontFootball.com, presented by the Sunoco Pipeline. It was all Downingtown West in the first half. They lead 47-0. Carl, give us the first half scoring recap.
All right, quickly, Mike, we had a lot of scoring in the first half. Started with Tariq Lewis with a 22-yard run. The extra point was no good, made it 6-0. Then on the next drive, 34 yards, another run by Tariq Lewis, and the extra point was good, 13-0. To close out the scoring in the first quarter, we had an 80-yard touchdown pass to Dan Burns that made it 20-0. And then in the second quarter, we had a 10-yard pass to Dan Burns. The extra point was no good. It was 26-0. Then we had a 40-yard pass to Tariq Lewis, and at 33-0. And then we had a 11-yard touchdown to Burns, and then a 41-yard touchdown pass to close out the scoring, 47-0.
And Carl, just to update you on some more scores, Westchester East continuing their strong season and adding to their lead against Sun Valley. They score 51 seconds into the second half. They lead by a score of 28-14. Coatesville leads Shanahan 42-0 at the half. Trying to get some other scores for you. It is Great Valley, who you'll see next week in the Chesmont Game of the Week, scores early in the third quarter against Unionville, making that a 17-7 Unionville lead. The Cougars Downingtown East is 35-6 for their matchup against Avongrove. As the Warriors get the ball to start the second half. That's a nice return by Dan Tracy. Carl, we were talking a lot in the first half that it is a Warrior team trying to establish a new culture. A lot of players coming out for the first time. And you can already see that new attitude just taking over. Team's down 47-0. Players still cheering each other on. The fans haven't left their seats cheering the players as they left for halftime and when they came back out on the field. Can that translate to points?
Well, we'll see, Mikey, but I like the atmosphere.
Low snap, pass incomplete off the hands of Lodato. I think the timing on that play just got thrown off by the issue on the snap. I think Lodato would like to say he should have had that, but just timing seemed a little off on the entirety of that play. 2nd and 10, ball on the 44. Again, it's the mercy rule, so the clock will continue to run. Hand off to Vitucci. That's going to be the most room he's had to run all night. He's going to get a first down.
I'm sure Downingtown has some of their subs in now, Mikey, and hopefully Henderson can take advantage of it, get some points on the board.
Yeah, Carl, I don't know if it's a matter of not just not being up here yet or what, but there were some coaches next to us in the booth. They're not up here now, so I don't know if that's just a change in what they're doing here in the second half or what.
Yeah.
1st and 10. Another good run by Vitucci.
He's finally getting some room here, Mikey.
And Coach Milano, he does not care that it is his backups in. He wants them to fire on all cylinders offensively, defensively, and special teams all night because some of these players may have to play due to injury, due to starters being tired when they play Downingtown East, when they play Coatesville. So he is not going to be happy if his team comes out and gives up points on this opening drive of the second half. Handoff goes to Vitucci. Not as big of a run as the last two, but still solid. Pickup of 4. Call it 3.5. Second down, ball on the Whippet 33. Warriors looking for their first points of the game. Vitucci drops the ball, and the Whippets fall on it. Carl, I was about to say, every time Henderson's had something going their way, they've had a turnover, they've had a penalty. And Vitucci just did not secure the ball before he started running. The Whippets really didn't do anything but fall on the ball, but hey, they will take getting the stop.
Yeah, it's an unfortunate play for Henderson there. I really thought that this time they might be able to get down there and score. See what changes offensively Downingtown West has made.
In at quarterback is number 12, Harrison Amei.
Or it could be Amai, too.
He hands the ball off to number 24, Andrew Bradley. Second and 7. Ball on the 39. Again, running clock because of the mercy rule, so we're already at the 8:05 mark in the third quarter. I formation. Handoff goes to the up man. No room to run. Nice job by the Warrior defense on the carry was Heath Williams. Third and 7. This is the Chesmont Game of the Week on ChesmontFootball.com, presented by the Sunoco Pipeline, the Sunoco Pipeline and Energy Transfer Partnership. Shotgun formation. That's a toss play that is going to go for a loss. Bradley couldn't find anywhere to run. Nice job by the Warrior defense. It's going to be 4th and 9 after the loss of 2. So the turnover did not lead to more points for the Whippets. It did, and a very solid-looking drive for the Warriors. And that is a punt that really just had some height, not much distance, and it bounces back. And it's still bouncing. Carl, I do believe that may be the shortest punt we have seen.
I believe it's about 12-yard punt there, Mikey.
Just took an unlucky bounce.
That was Max Hale that punted the ball. I'm sure he's not the regular punter.
Hey, just trying to try on anybody they can for if they have an emergency situation. And again, with the mercy rule, the clock is already being run again. I do believe it's only for an injury, and it might be for a scoring play as well until the ensuing kickoff. That second one I'm not sure about. I do believe an injury, they do stop it. And that is Mark Gunther on the run. Flag on the play. As we await the referee's signal. The clock did stop for the penalty. It is against Henderson.
Henderson's goal here, Mikey, is just to try to play some clean football. I think if they play clean football, they can get the ball in the end zone. But they just keep on shooting themselves in the foot.
Yeah. Everybody is not everybody, a lot of the players are just playing football for the first time this year at the high school level. There's a lot of learning going on out there. As the player takes it himself, showing good speed. He goes outside, he's still running. Carl, he's going up the sideline, and he looks like he's gonna go. No, he's pushed out of bounds, but a great run by Pat Essenplair.
Yeah, Essenplair showed his speed on that one, Mikey, as he got to the outside. Took advantage of some poor tackling.
Yeah, he originally looked like he was just going to get to the outside, but then he found.
But Mikey, the ball's at the 32, so he must have went out of bounds early there, Mikey.
He was really close to the sideline. I didn't see the ref signal, but it might have been just a delayed call. But still, a great run for the Warriors. But this is where their drives have seemed to have stalled, is right after a big play. That's the player just lofts it up out of bounds, so it can't be turned over. That's going to be a roughing the passer as number 88 for the Whippets, Drew Shelton, pushed down Essenplair well after the ball was thrown. So we said the Warriors have had some drives stall. Well, they get some help there by the Whippets, as it was a nice job by the Downingtown West defense in coverage, but just a foolish job after the ball was thrown.
Sure, Coach Milano's not going to be happy about that.
Yeah, if it's a backup that did that play, that's something that's going to make them not want to give him as much time. When they play Downingtown East, when they play Coatesville, every mistake is that much more costly. First and 10, ball on the Whippet 17. Handoff goes to Vitucci. Couple Whippets in the backfield making that tackle, including Ryan Hammond, the senior defensive tackle. Big guy, Carl, 6'4", 260 pounds.
Yeah, that straight up the middle play has not worked all night, even with the reserves of Downingtown West.
Second and 10, ball on the 17, 4:05 to go here in the third quarter. As you could hear one of the West players telling another defender to move where he was at in position. Did that late, but still able to wrap up Essenplair.
Number 61, Joe Borgia.
It's going to bring up a 3rd down and 7 for the Warriors.
Let's see if they can get it in. They got 2 downs to go to get a first down.
Yeah, earlier they didn't go for a 4th down because they were still on their own side of the field. This is definitely 4-down territory. Pass is incomplete. Carl, in some ways I almost wish that this was a situation where they would go for a field goal, because I was watching their kicker in warm-ups, and he was consistently kicking kicks from 37 yards with great ease, moving just his way across the field from each hash mark in the middle of the field. I know 37 yards does not sound like a long distance, but in high school, you see extra points missed frequently. 4th and 7, ball on the Whippet 14. The Warriors are going to go for it. This player drops back. Pass is dropped off the hands of the intended target, Connor Campbell. So the drive does stall, but that is the most successful drive they've had thus far tonight.
Yeah, Connor, didn't look the ball in. He wanted to try to run with the ball, Mikey, before he caught it.
SWI, or Service Wholesale Incorporated, is your place to go for building materials and products. They supply quality materials for the building, construction, remodeling, and lumber industries. Their motto is service with integrity. Visit them at 4810 Horseshoe Pike in Downingtown, or call them at 610-518-5187. That's SWI. .149 to go here in the 3rd quarter. So the Whippets backups are in on offense. That is the backup quarterback, Harrison. We're going to go with a me. Should we go with a me, Carl?
Sure.
No, we're just gonna say Harrison. 1:23 to go after the 5-yard pickup by Harrison, the junior backup quarterback for the Whippets. As they are not trying to hurry out of the huddle. They know that they want to get the plays right for their backup because they still want to execute, but they also are not going to run the hurry up. A little trouble on the exchange there as that handoff was bobbled. But still running hard is Bradley. Sometimes you bobble the handoff that throws off the back a little bit, but he kept his focus.
Nice job by Bradley there. Just missed getting the first down.
Going to bring up 3rd and very manageable. As the scoreboard still says 2nd and 5, but it is 3rd and short.
Should be the last play of the 3rd quarter.
Harrison rolls out. He's going to be stopped short of the first down. And Carl, you were right. That is the last play of the 3rd quarter. The Warriors trail the Whippets by a score of 47-0. We'll be back with 4th quarter action after this word from the Sunoco Pipeline.
Was the last play of the 1st quarter. Not sure if they got the first down.
When we build a pipeline, safety is our top priority. Our highly skilled engineers, environmental scientists, wildlife biologists, and geologists design our pipelines to follow the safest routes with the smallest environmental footprint possible. We use state-of-the-art technology and testing protocols, so we know our pipelines will operate safely for decades. America relies on energy. We get it to you safely. We are Sunoco Pipeline.
And we are back here at Henderson High School, J. Oscar Dick Stadium, as the Whippets lead 47-0 over the Warriors. And it looks like the Warriors defense did get the stop. It's going to be a 4th down and a little less than 1. Can the Warriors get their first points of the ball game? as clearly the Whippets are going to punt. Now, their backup kicker actually is their punter, but this is not a situation where they're going to go for it. That would be very Bush League.
Yes.
The Whippets actually had one player running on the field late, but the play clock hadn't even started yet.
Okay.
Good snap. Much better kick than the last one, and it takes a better bounce as it goes into Warrior territory. Ball is going to roll inside the 40, still going. The Warriors are going to start off with a 1st and 10 from their own 38-yard line.
And now a word from our friends at the James J. Terry Funeral Home.
Since 1997, the James J. Terry Funeral Home has been providing meaningful and personalized funeral and cremation services in Downingtown. We've now expanded into Western Chester County and have opened our second location on Lincoln Highway in Coatesville. Let our friendly and professional staff show you the benefits of pre-planning your funeral arrangements. Pre-arranging provides your family with options ahead of time and can ease future financial burden. We'll be glad to assist you in your pre-arrangement process in the Downingtown or Coatesville location. Let the James J. Terry Funeral Home be there for you and your family in your time of need.
And we are back as the Warriors look like they have put in their backup quarterback. And it's a low snap, and the quarterback's going to have to fall on the ball, so an inauspicious start for the first drive led by number 10. I believe that's number 10. Is that? You know what, Carl? I think they have two number 10s because I have. Oh, no, never mind. Is it Giancarlo?
Giancarlo Giordani, Mikey.
There we go.
Giordani.
There we go.
Danny,
Thank you, the PA
Donnie.
announcer.
Thank you. Oh, my goodness gracious.
And the ball is fumbled, and looks like the Whippets have fallen on it, so issues on back-to-back plays with handling the ball. As the Whippets do have the ball.
That was very ugly, Mikey.
Yeah, guys that are not used to being out there. Quarterback dealing with the center he's not used to. So now the Whippet backups are going to try and put some points on the board.
Is there any way they can make the clock go instead of 1 second every 5 seconds?
I don't think they've invented that technology yet, Carl. Now, Carl, I would have liked to have seen as a player just get one more drive because he really was, I just thought, improving as the game progressed. 1st and 10, ball on the 30-yard line. No room to run. For some reason, they said the 25-yard line on the scoreboard here, but it is on the 30.
That was Heath Williams on that carry, Mikey.
Excuse me, it was the 25. My vantage point was thrown off there for a minute. My apologies.
Yeah.
I'm going to go back to sitting. I decided to stand for some reason there. It completely threw off my depth perception.
I believe I think he got a yard on that play.
Second and 10. It's a toss play to the outside. And not much room to run for Bradley. Carl, he had a blocker out there, and the blocker just didn't make the block. And we do have a Whippet down. It's one you always hate to see an injury, but especially in a game that is just 47-0, and you can tell that player is in some pain.
That's a shame. You don't want to see anybody get injured, especially late in a blowout win like this, Mikey.
Well, while they tend to that player, we want to tell you about the Coatesville Fall Basketball League. That's right, registration is now open for the Coatesville Fall Basketball League at United Sports. The league is a developmental youth basketball league with weekly practices and games with certified officials. The league has 4 divisions, ages 6 to 7, 8 to 10, 11 to 13, and 14 to 16. Your child will learn from experienced coaches and have a chance to earn Player of the Week honors and make the playoffs and an all-star game. Get on the action at 1426 Marshallton Thorndale Road in Downingtown. To register, go to unitedsports.net/leagues/basketball/CV. Registration ends tomorrow, Saturday, September 15th. And as the player is still down, Carl, we are going to also hear from our friends at Chester County Transmissions.
Hi, this is Andy at Chester County Transmissions. We're a full-service automotive shop here in coastal Pennsylvania that also specializes in transmission and driveline repair. Just so you know, for all your automotive needs, we're here to take care of you. State inspections, whatever you need. Our number here is 610-384-2879.
Good morning, Chester County Transmissions. Rich speaking. How can I help you?
Please stop in, give us a call. God bless.
And it does look like the Whippet player has
They're going to try to
he
get
has
him
stood up.
Mikey.
That is a good sign. Carl, that looks like number 65, Daniel Geyer.
And he is able to walk on his own power, Mikey. That's a good sign.
So it's going to be a 3rd and 9. And Carl, I was correct that the clock did stop for the injury.
Yes, it did, Mikey.
And the clock has started again. And it looks like we are ready to resume players. There's 9 seconds left on the play clock. Handoff goes up to Bradley. Definitely a change in pace of the backs. You had Lewis with the great speed. Bradley really is not getting as much room to run. But, hey, any experience is good experience. Coach Milano has to be happy with the way his team has played tonight. Some penalty issues, but
Loss on that play. It'll bring up 4th and 10. Downingtown.
As it is a 4th down for the Whippets. They are going to go for it just because what would the point of going for a field goal be here, Carl?
Right. It's just, yeah, you wouldn't punt here.
It also would be, you wouldn't punt it, be a long field goal, and you're up by a lot. Harrison takes it. He's going to be hit hard, so the Warrior defense gets the stop. 47-0 is your score. Downingtown West leads Westchester Henderson. And we will be back after this word from the Sunoco Pipeline.
Would you rather have this, or this? Underground pipelines safely moving America's energy. We are Sunoco Pipeline.
And we are back. It's the Chesmont Game of the Week on ChesmontFootball.com, presented by the Sunoco Pipeline. And hey, the Chesmont Game of the Week is produced by 3CTVLive.com. That's right, 3CTV Live. There's an event going on in Chester County. They'll take you there. You can like 3CTV Live on Facebook, follow them on Instagram, and follow us on Twitter at ChesmontFB. And that is the quarterback taking it himself. Is Giordani. Carl, they did not have any issues on the snap this time.
Yes, that's an improvement. It's good to see.
I'd like to. Carl, I've said this on the air many times before. I am a Downingtown West grad, but I would like to see the Warriors score here. I feel like the players deserve it. The fans deserve it. They've fought hard. They're just going up against a more talented team. But they deserve some points tonight, Carl.
It'd be nice, Mikey, but you got to tell me how they can do it.
All it takes is one big play. Giordani took it to the outside. Did the ball come out? No, I believe they're blowing the play dead, Carl.
Yeah, pretty good fake there by Giordani. And he's pretty close to a first down.
And they are moving the
Give it
chains.
to him. Yep.
Carl, coming up after the game, it's going to be Alan Foster with the post-game interview with the victorious coach. As we know now with the score as 47-0, it's going to be Downingtown West coach Mike Milano. First and 10, ball on the 34. Giordani rolls out. He's got an open man. Pass is complete to Jaquil Boggs Rose. He actually had 2 open men there. Rose has had a couple catches tonight, Carl. And they have some pieces. Rose is a senior, though. So he's not, and so is Vitucci. But you have Ladata coming back next year. You have Essen Player coming back. First and 10, ball on the 50. And up goes up the middle. Lowering his head and getting 9 yards was Mark Gunther.
Good run there by Mark, as they've actually had a few good plays in a row. Let's see if they can keep it up. This is probably going to be their last chance to score, Mikey.
First and 10, ball on the 40. He did get enough for the first down. I guess the way he was able to reach the ball out. Giordani completes the pass. Carl, there he is again. Boyko
with the catch, short yardage.
Second and 9.
4:11 to go, but since it is a running clock, Carl, it's going to be pretty much 4:11. Second and 9, ball on the 41. A lot of pressure up the middle. Giordani rolls out. He's able to avoid the pressure. He's still going. And he's got enough for another Warrior first down.
I love how the fans here in Henderson are cheering like the game's tied.
A great job by them. I mean, we've seen close games where the fans are not cheering like they just did.
Yes.
They're rallying around this program, Carl, and that's part of what Coach Stephen Adams wanted. He wanted things to change. 1-9 last year. Everybody was just disappointed.
It was a solemn 1-9. There was no excitement to the program at all.
I mean, when this team gets their first win this season, this fan base is gonna make some noise. Giordani rolls out. Ball goes through the hands of the intended target. Very frustrated with himself is Jack Missett, excuse me. As we have a Whippet player down, there is a flag on the play. And I saw a ref pointing at a Warrior player, but maybe it was just the Warrior player was fouled. I don't know.
And the clock does stop on penalties too, right, Mikey?
Yes.
Yes.
And it is a penalty against the Warriors. It's a personal foul. Maybe that's why the helmet came off.
Even when they're trying to score, they just continue to make big mistakes.
So, Carl, we talked about next week. We have Downingtown West at Great Valley. It's going to be you and Pete Foster doing that game. Again, shout out to former 3CTV Live crew member Vince Anthony getting married. On the 28th, we have Coatesville, who was destroying Shanahan at halftime of their game, taking on Westchester Ruston. And then October 5th, Carl, these Downingtown West Whippets at the Coatesville Red Raiders. And the following week, Unionville at Ruston. Always great match of those two teams, always competing for the Chesmont American Division. Giordani rolls out. Drops back. Pass is floated up, and it is almost caught. And you can just hear the Henderson faithful all just gasping as it was almost caught by a Warrior, almost intercepted, and almost caught by another Warrior player, and they just couldn't hold on to it. Sometimes when the ball gets tipped, it just throws off your timing so much. Carl, that would have been a touchdown.
Yes,
if it was caught by the second Warrior, that is.
That's a shame. That would have been, you would have heard screaming like they won the football game there, Mikey, if he would have caught that one.
Instead, it's 2nd and 25. That was a dangerous throw because the receiver was covered, but it was a nice job by the receiver going up to make a play on it. Giordani able to get caught a half a yard.
Gains about 1 yard. Number 28, Morris stop, and a stop.
Carl, we are approaching the 90-second mark of this fourth quarter. It is a 4th down. The scoreboard says 3rd. Giordani drops back. Pass is complete, but basically they got back to the original line of scrimmage. Carl, I just keep thinking about that play that almost was.
Yes.
These fans deserved to see a touchdown, and what a play it would have been on, just a crazy deflection.
That was sophomore John Herman Harsh with that catch, Mike. He's a pretty good size guy there. So maybe he has potential to come on and help them next year, Mikey, or even this year.
We are at the 105 mark. Will the Whippets just take a knee, where they just run a running play or two? And stay tuned post game. Alan Foster is going to have a couple questions for Victoria's coach Mike Milano. We're going to have the final play, I believe, coming up here. We want to thank our sponsors tonight, the Sunoco Pipeline Energy Transfer Partnership, SWI, Service Wholesale Incorporated. Their motto is service with integrity. The James J. Terry Funeral Home, now the location in Coatesville. The Coatesville Fall Basketball League at United Sports. Remember, registration ends tomorrow as the knee is taken by the Whippets. That's going to be the final play of the game. And our final sponsor tonight, Chester County Transmissions. They do more than just transmissions, Carl. And the clock has hit triple zeros as the Downingtown West Whippets go to 4-0 with a 47-0 win over their Chesmont National Division rival, the Henderson Warriors. Carl, it was all Downingtown. It was all Downingtown in the first half. If you could one more time just run down the scoring recap.
Mikey, all the scoring was done in the first half, and with relative ease. And I'll tell you, they should have scored on every possession, but
except that opening drive, where it was a nice job by the Warrior defense.
Right, they had the one mistake where they had a wide open receiver and he couldn't get 1 foot in bounds there, and that probably would have stopped them. But it was a good start for them as they weren't able to have Downingtown punt. But after that, it was all Downingtown West as Tariq Lois and Dan Burns took over and put on a show for us here at ChesmontFootball.com as Dan Burns caught 4 touchdown passes, Lewis catching a touchdown pass and 2 run plays, and a good effort by the quarterback as he threw for over 300 yards tonight, Mikey. Will Howard had a good game, but a lot of wide open receivers, Mikey, and he really didn't have to fight real hard to get it in there as he was not pressured all night. He had 1 pressure, but it was on a screen pass, and that went for a touchdown to Tariq Lewis. So overall, a great performance by Downingtown as they go to 4-0 in this early season action. And we will see them next week against Great Valley.
Wow, Carl, 7 touchdowns scored in the third quarter of the Sun Valley Westchester East game. It is 42-42. They are just now starting the fourth quarter. That was the NBC 10 game of the week this week, and they are showing that it should be. Touchdowns in that third quarter. 58 yards, 1 yard, 65, 78, 25, 65, and 62. Big play after big play in that game, Carl.
Wow.
And this was a Westchester East team that really struggled the last couple years. That's where the Warriors want to get, as the Warrior players standing in front of the band and student sections. They were playing the alma mater. And Carl, I'm really got to give all the credit to Coach Stephen Adams. I mean, this is a fantastic display by their players. They're still clapping. They're disappointed with the result.
Mikey, I have goosebumps. And that, I really, you know what I mean? That to lose 47-0 and have the players all excited and happy, you know, because football it's a game, but it's not just about who wins and who loses. It's about the effort. It's about the camaraderie. It's about going to battle with your friends. And all, like you said, all the credit to their coaching staff, and the alumni and the fans.
Yeah, your MVPs tonight are Dan Burns, Tyreek Lewis, and just the Henderson program, because this was a great display. You will see games where the winning team does not get the support that we saw tonight. So bravo to Henderson, to the fans, the players, and Coach Adams. But in the grander scheme, also bravo to Downingtown West, because they put up a great offensive performance. They got some tough games coming up. Great Valley next week, October 5th on the Chesmont Game of the Week. They have Coatesville, and we are getting ready to send it down to Alan Foster with victorious coach Mike Milano. Take it away, Alan.
Coach, you had a fantastic game today. What do you think about your two offensive players, Tyree and Barnes?
Well, again, they're two of many. We got some kids. We have some weapons. You know, I've got a quarterback, a running back, a fullback, and the score indicates that, right? So when things go like this, it's because we have some great kids. Those two you mentioned had great football games tonight, though. We're really proud of them.
Well, you had an excellent defensive coordination. What do you think about your defense tonight?
And again, we've talked about that. We won a shootout game at Perk Valley the first week, 44-33. Grew up a little bit. You know, we had 14 sophomores start last year, and feel like pulling that game out at the end gave us a lot of confidence. And then we pitched a shutout the second week against CB South and beat a real good Neshaminy squad last week, 35-14, and then a 0 tonight. So we're really proud of, we believe the defense will only go as far as they can take us, and they're playing awesome right now.
Well, what are you doing to do for your next game? What are you preparing for?
We play a crossover game with Great Valley on a Saturday night, and I think you heard it. We're going to enjoy this right now, and we'll take a look at Great Valley over the weekend and get ready.
All right, Coach, congratulations again, and thanks for spending some time with us.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thanks, guys. Thank you.
This is Alan Foster, 3CTV Live, ChesmontFootball.com, bringing it to you. I'm going to take it back to the booth to Mike and Carl. Back to you, Carl and Mike.
Thank you, Alan. Hey, as you heard Coach Milano say, they take on Great Valley next week, and that is going to be the Chesmont Game of the Week on ChesmontFootball.com, presented by the Sunoco Pipeline. And that is a Saturday game. That's right, the rare Saturday game for the Chesmont Game of the Week. So September 22nd, tune in. It'll be Carl Rubman and Pete Foster calling that one. We want to thank the entire ChesmontFootball.com crew. We want to thank you for tuning in. Just a reminder, this game and all games are archived on ChesmontFootball.com. For Carl Rubman, I'm Mikey Dunn. Good night, everybody.